afternoon from Los Angeles, and welcome to Stock Market Today. On today's show, we're going to be taking a look at the charts of FleetCor, Axon Enterprise, as well as MercadoLibre. But first, let's take a look at the major indexes. It's Alyssa Corum here with Ed Carson, and it looks like the Nasdaq finished the day up about 0.1%. The Dow and S&P essentially flat, maybe slightly green for the day. But even with it turning out to be kind of a quiet session, we're still sitting at these all-time highs.
Yeah, I mean, so while intraday, we came off its highs. I mean, the Nasdaq and S&P hit record highs once again. Here's the Nasdaq. I mean, you can't really tell what's going on, that there was anything really negative going on. Today, China basically says it's going to quarantine the city of Wuhan, which most in America has never heard of, but it's a city of like 8 million people, 10 million people, and so they can't leave, people can't come in. So because of the Wuhan coronavirus that is worrying people, is this a positive sign, negative sign, however you want to look at it, that they are taking action? But it's an enormous city, really, and so that is a concern. But still, leading stocks acted pretty well. I mean, yeah, some came down, but still acting very well, the major indexes and the leading stocks.
Yeah, that's right. The market shrugging off some of those headlines. Also in the headlines today, we Boeing, Netflix among those. But let's take a look at some leading stocks on our watch list, starting off with FleetCor, rising today to break out of a base here, gaining about 2.5% for the day. But Ed, we didn't really see a whole lot of volume behind this move.
Yeah, that was one of the downsides on this. And what's interesting about FleetCor is that about a month ago, it came off. It had previously gotten into a buy zone. You can sort of see about a month ago it poked out. Then it came down. Citron Research, which is a short seller and investment research firm, they noted the FTC had gone after them, saying was accusing FleetCor, which is one of these payment stocks, of some deceptive billing or practices. But the stock rebounded. Like if you see that gray line there, that's the 200-day line. So it rebounded off there, and you can see it's pretty much just gone almost every day since, moving higher today. It's a strong group, pretty strong action here.
Yeah, that's right. And it was able to close at the high of the day, still within buy range, about 1% above that buy point. But just quickly before we move on, this is a cup base versus a cup with handle, but it looks like it's a pretty tight base, so depth of 11%.
Yeah, it was a pretty tight base, and then we talked about it on IBD Live today, and we also, this was the IBD 50 growth stocks to watch, as sort of the companion article to the IBD stock of the day, which we'll be talking more about very soon.
Yeah, that's right. So you can get more analysis on FleetCor in those articles, as well as IBD Live, among the other names that we like to talk about. But let's move on and take a look at Axon Enterprise, gaining about 5% in heavy volume. Now, this breakout from a double bottom base was accompanied with above average turnover.
Yeah, really nice. This is the former Taser. They do Taser stun guns. They do the body cameras, and there's a lot of record keeping, a lot of cloud-based digital files and video, storage for law enforcement. They actually got their first ambulance provider to get some video deal there. But this stock, it's another FTC-related situation. Early at the beginning of the year, you see the stock came down sharply, down to its 50-day line. That's as Axon said, hey, the FTC is trying to make us give basically create a rival company to compete against us. There's a whole situation there. This was Tuesday's stock of the day, and Jed Graham did a really good job talking about not just about the stock, but really about all the whole ins and outs of the FTC case. It's pretty interesting. We don't know how that's going to go. Investors think it's going to go positively, but it's going to be continuing for a while.
Yeah, right. A little bit of whipsaw action there towards the beginning of the year, but now we are seeing a breakout here for the stock, which saw a huge move on its last quarterly report. So we're definitely keeping tabs on this name as well. And last but not least, we want to check in on MercadoLibre, another name that we've been talking about quite a bit here. We're going to take a look at a weekly chart, and it's trading about 5% below all-time highs and a potential buy point.
Yeah, I mean, MercadoLibre had a big run in 2019. It has 4 quarters of accelerating growth, though it's got a lot of losses. Sort of like Amazon, it's spending a lot on marketing, it's a lot on infrastructure, but the stock has come up. It's hard to really see the handle there, but it is definitely there on a daily chart.
Right.
And it's pretty close to there. The RS line still has some work to do to get it back up. But this is something that's been doing fairly well. PayPal has a minor investment, sort of a strategic alliance there. It's a big Latin American e-commerce player, MercadoLibre, ticker MELI. And this was the IBD stock of the day today. Didn't break out, But we are trying to focus on those actionable stocks on an IBD stock of the day, and obviously throughout IBD.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, that was a weekly chart that we were showing there. So just a reminder that this stock has been consolidating since last August. So this would be potentially the first quote unquote proper buying opportunity in quite a while for this name, but a compelling growth story, no doubt. All right, everyone, thanks so much for watching today. But before we go, a few announcements. Ed mentioned IBD Live. It is our still relatively new daily live stream that we started a couple months ago every morning, starting 10 minutes before the opening bell and running through the first hour plus of trade every day. Lots of great actionable ideas and analysis from the team.
Yeah, and boy, with earnings season heating up, we're going to be talking about a lot of things tomorrow and the coming days. It's going to be really interesting.
Yes. All right. And we do have a weekly podcast. The latest episode of that will be dropping tomorrow, Investing with IBD, hosted by our very own Arusha Pierce. Make sure you check out investors.com/podcast for all the details on that. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow.
And you guys are out.